Alright guys, Fitz back here signing back in for another cast. Here will be game number 4, which is going to be the last set of games that last game between Bizzy that DragOn has in this replay back. So I'll be a little excited. So far it's 3-0, pretty convincing, but we'll see. We'll see if Bizzy can come back and be awesome, but who knows. So yes, wanting to actually say it backward, DragOn's the orange Protoss and teal is Bizzy, or just reference the overlay, either way. So the map's coming out Fighting Spirit. I think we've had this spawn 3 times now, maybe not. It looks so familiar. Well, then again, like all the spawn locations are pretty similar, but just to talk about Bizzy for a second, Bizzy's gone for some very Bizzy game 1 went in like a 1 fact like pressure that did a lot more damage than it should have done. DragOn still won. Game 2, I'm trying to remember. DT's ransacked his base in the like early mid game, and then that spiraled into like a 20-minute game. Last game, it was followed up with like two gate pressure, and then two fact pressure into okay. So, yeah, the other thing though is I just want to talk about this for another thing. Sorry, I got a little off track there. DragOn, you know, that time that I was talking about the scouting probe, like he's doing this so bizarre. Like I was like, oh, do it after Cybercore, but now he's doing it at like 12 supply. He did it at like 16 last time. I don't know. Maybe just forgot about it. But anyway, yeah, that seems like about right, like after Gateway or something. But continuing with that. So game 2 went down to, or game 3 was just it was followed up with like a 2-gate, did some damage. Then he waited very smartly to send in the DTs. I loved his play, and we're in game number 4 here. So he kind of reminds me of Black Dragon Flash, a lower league player that just always uses DTs in like all of his matchups. It's like an ICAP team, you probably don't know about them, but just reminds me of that player right there. Probably no one in the Brood War community knows that reference that I'm putting in there. It's like I cast so many D-rank games, like, well, it's like, no, that's his style. That's one of the few players I actually remember their play styles too. Black Dragon's Blade. I think he's also the clan leader of Black Dragons anyway. But I'm definitely gonna have to cast him during Clan League, man. I am excited for the next season of Clan League coming up right now. But I'm also very happy that I'm done with it. If that makes any sense. Alright, so it looks like a standard maybe a 1 factory expand. This is definitely more standard, more meta currently. I think like back, you know, I think I started casting back in February. You know, like when I first started out, and I have to say that maybe the replays were older or something like that, but there was a time that I was casting games and it was like every game was one barracks expand. Like it was just like one barracks, bunker, and then command center. That's what we saw last game, but just bad AI just went down to Bizzy right there, and it was just terrible. And I can't really say if it's his fault or it's just like he should have known better, like he should have controlled it better, so like they don't AI it. But like at that point, it's like it's so bizarre. Alright, so do see Citadel again. So it looks like a 1-gate expand. Alright, and if you didn't know, you can continue to produce Dragoons with range off of 1-gate and still get a expand up. So this isn't a bad build. Very econ style. It's not even going to be 2-gating. So 2-gating is going to put a little bit more pressure here. Now he is only doing a 1 fact. That is 7. No, that's 6 Marines. Okay. Look at that. Look how fast those Marines kill off probes. Now I didn't check. So yeah, so it looks like an FD push, and he's pushing out right here. And the problem though is Bizzy is gonna actually be at a pretty decent position here. Range is done. Okay, so range is done. So now you can start picking apart these Marines. For a second, I thought he might not have enough Dragoons because he's not off a 2 gate. But he should be able to deal with this. These Marines aren't dying right now, but that's just because they're all at like critical low HP. They just all haven't died yet, so these Marines should be dying very, very quickly. Yeah, as you can see, that's how you deal with this push. You just continue to micro back, stutter step your way back. He's in the natural with Spider Mines though. With this early on, we should see a Robo coming down. It's exactly what we're seeing right now. And like that tank's gonna go back home. I hope. This is what he did last game. We continue to poke at the Nexus, but I think he's just better off. I think he just wants to get revenge after the last game of just losing to DTs and having like that pressure, or he wants a reiteration of game 1 where this actually did a crap ton of damage. But it appears that he's not even rallying. He's getting Marines, which I think is gonna follow up with a bunker, which I guess is safe. I mean, he's putting down 2 more gates right now, so I mean that's totally fine. Spider-Man did go off though, but actually this push is actually doing a lot of damage. DragOn's like, oh my gosh, lame-o. This is actually... Yeah, this Nexus may fall, and it's more or less because he's getting Robotech, which is just a starting against Spider-Man, but you need that anyway, so yeah, this Nexus is gonna go down. I'm surprised actually how effective this push is coming from Bizzy right now. But and he's also is he putting down? Okay, so this is like literally what happened in the game 1, but he's not gonna continue pressure. He's gonna go back after he kills off the Nexus. That's very smart move right there. And he also has Spider-Man to check whenever he's pushing out if there's a counter push. But anyway, game 1, if you didn't watch it, which I mean it's a great game, very great macro game if you want to see it. But what happened was instead of putting down another factory, he actually just put down a 3rd base. And 1, the obs is already out. 2, well for like DragOn, like everything went in DragOn's favor for that game. Like he already had Dragoons left. There weren't Spider-Mines containing him, and I don't think Bizzy actually knew that pressure was coming in game 1. Here though, he's not even gonna put down that expansion. He's just gonna sit back, wait, and play how Terran should be in this matchup. Not necessarily super passive, but just right now, like you just need to know when to stop being aggressive. And this is when you play a bit more defense. That is a lot of Dragoons though. How many are we looking at? That's econ mode, see. No, we don't care about that. Okay, we're up to 4 games compared to 2 facts. So 31 SCVs to 30 probes. So actually, Terran's ahead. And is this all in at this point? That's a big push. This might be a 2-base all in at now. But he's still mining. Okay, he's still producing. Okay, this is just a pressure. Okay, very, very difficult pressure. Kind of like another variation of it. It's like I said, you got a Zealot Bomb, but doesn't matter. They're not siege. But yeah, there's enough Dragoons to deal with this. Something the Spider-Mines don't connect, which they shouldn't. 1 did. Yeah, he's gonna have to start a step. So it's like this is like almost like a 2-fact push now. A little bit more powerful though. So again, Bizzy's really kind of going for this really aggressive style here. Does he hold or does he lose? Things are not looking actually in DragOn's favor right now. I was gonna say, well, three fresh Dragoons are out, but that is a lot of tanks out in the back though. 1 of which is really, really low, but he's continuing to reinforce this. And is DragOn silly? He's gonna try to put down a Nexus under pressure. Well, he's at least fully producing out of Dragoons, but okay. This pylon entrance wall thing I always reference is actually proving to be somewhat moderately effective. Is he gonna hold? But I mean, if even if DragOn holds, which it looks like he's somehow done, because these tanks are completely vulnerable, and 2 of which are really low on HP. He's gonna be a very, very nice setup here, because there's really no way for especially with these 3 tanks gotten away. It just sets up Bizzy really, really nice for the mid game, because now he can just put up tanks over here. He's not gonna be at risk of losing it again, and he actually has the factory numbers. He probably has 3, and he's getting armory, so he's gonna get those upgrades coming up, and things are looking really, really great for Bizzy for all of a sudden. And I'm a DragOn fan, or Dragon. I don't know if it's like DragOn or like Dragon, like DragOn. Dragon. It's actually interesting because you see DragOn, G-R-A-G-A-O-N. That's how you spell his name. I'm not sure if it's like DragOn like DragOn, like DRAG, like the word DragOn, or it's like DragIn, or like DragOn. I don't know. Dragon's easier to say. DragOn's just odd to say. It kind of like hurts my throat actually, but that's okay. He's a good Protoss. He's a good Protoss. He deserves to have his name new correctly. So we're up to, okay, so it's 34 probes to 41 SCVs. I think part of that was because of the amount of pressure that's being dealt onto DragOn. He might have just skipped a couple probe productions, which could happen. You know, when I was actually trying to get good at this game, before I started casting it, people were saying, you know, you can queue up 1 or 2 probes, which I don't know at this high level if you want to do that, but it was a recommendation to me because I kept on missing my queues to like add more SCVs or something when I was Terran. I mean, my Brood War history is so bizarre. Like I go through like I went through like weeks of being random Terran Zerg, but mainly I'm random whenever I play. I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Or right now, actually, I'm just can rushing everyone as Protoss. Normally when my friends are over, right when I'm after a cast, I just need to settle down for a minute. So I'm just like, yeah, I'll just can rush. Right now I'm like 9 and 36, I think. So I'm not doing terrible, but. Yeah, all right. So Terran's gonna, or Protoss rather, is gonna expand to this 3 o'clock. And this is definitely the smarter decision. Terran could get away with expanding down here. Like I said, you could put down tanks and stuff. Protoss, I mean, again, it could like try to like sit back with like Reavers or something, or with their gateway army, but they want to be mobile. They don't really want to have like this like liability or this like weight or anchor to their bases. Like it'd just be silly to take it. So yeah, this is the correct. I like this judgment call. And I mean, I don't think DragOn's actually shown any kind of like not great decision making this entire series at all, to be completely honest. Did I tell you that my favorite show's on tonight? Burn Notice, man. Like, I am crazy about that show. Burn Notice is the craziest show in the world. I love that show. Okay, it's just it's so amazing. If well, if you're not in the United States, I can't blame you, but you probably didn't read of it. It's a completely American show, but it's like an action-packed, like it's just amazing. If you have Netflix in Canada, I'm pretty sure you can probably watch it. Go torrent it. I don't care if it's illegal in your country. It's probably not, because they probably don't even have copyright in your country for that. Like, I mean, like, say your country doesn't have copyright infringement, but like they probably don't care about if a Germany or someone in Eastern European country just all of a sudden downloads like season 1 of Burn Notice. It's in English, but you're probably watching this because you're English. You know, I was actually looking at statistics at the YouTube channel. I mean, I don't really have that many statistics since I don't get that many views, but apparently I have like a huge like view count, fan base, whatever you want to call it, from just straight up Thailand. It's bizarre. It's like, well, I didn't know if they had like a Brood War community, but apparently I have some viewers in there, so that's great. So you're getting acknowledgement, but I just don't know who you are. But does it matter? Alright, anyway. So Terran's off the 3 base. We're looking at, they were just powering up stuff. 58 to 56 probes, 17 vultures, 14 tanks, 23 goons, 4 zealots, 1 DT in the mix right there. So and it just dies. But all right, so he's actually setting up a flank here. But this, yeah, I think DragOn's gonna be able to take this. Terran does have a +1 upgrade advantage, but I think with what Bizzy's doing right now, Bizzy has been really aggressive, and he's just getting to get a second Stargate up, so he's just getting stasis as well. You know, he has a nice tank count, but it's so vulnerable just by itself. There's really nothing to buffer damage again. And going back to what I was saying, Bizzy has been really aggressive this game, and I mean like really aggressive. First, you know, that first engagement, it didn't go well to him. That second, like, weird timing off like 2 factory off of 2 base actually worked wonders for him. He traded really effectively, and he stepped up the natural expansion and he got away with 3 tanks here. But the thing that I'm worried about is, right, like what's happening right now, that these zealots are just going to clean up these tanks. And the problem though is like, it's hard to get these tank numbers back. And this Arbiter, I guess, might get a tank kill, which it did. Man, that Arbiter, man, with their phase disruption cannon doing 10 damage. And I think tanks actually have +1 armor, am I wrong? Yeah, they have actually an armor of 1, so. Anyway. Alright, so it appears to be a +1 coming in right now for Protoss. For DragOn. DragOn is definitely one to take its more expands right here. DragOn, you know, generally speaking, has had difficulty this game because of the non-stop aggression. He's lost his natural expansion, and just timings have been off. I mean, his second Stargate's been slightly off. He's probably only off of at least 10 gates, I'm guessing. Yeah, he's only have 8 gates. So, I mean, not an optimal position, but he's opting to get more. He's getting a really high Arbiter count here, which will help. But now there's Goliath out here, but he just got a fodder one with a lot of energy here. This isn't really DragOn's best game. And going down to Terran right now, he's getting Emp right now. It's finishing. I don't know why, but I probably have like a really good luck of just randomly stumbling upon EMP just being researched in the Terran base. But I mean, we're looking at 175 supply compared to 120, 131. And even in being equal in harvesters, or just about. I mean, Bizzy is actually slightly behind, so DragOn's actually a little bit ahead in harvesters and economy-wise. But you want to have that extra base. You want to have extra gas. You want to have extra everything. But you just don't have that right now. Did he just fire at his own science vessel? Did you see that? I swear to God, I thought I saw that, but anyway. But Terran, this is why 3-base Terran can actually be effective if you choose the right engagements to be effective. I mean, a lot of times Terrans have difficulty time of actually pulling off, you know, a decent amount of a decent push that doesn't end with their whole army being dead. That was a nice Emp right there, by the way. That killed off all the energy, no stasis field. And the EMPs have been, you know, been good. And DragOn, again, this isn't really a showcasing match here. He's, you know, he's stasis. He let an Arbiter die that had enough energy for at least 1, if not 2 stasis fields. Okay, that was a bad stasis field, but it didn't grab it in the tanks, which are in the back, which are actually going to do the real DPSers here. There's a GG by DragOn. Again, I mean, can you be disappointed in DragOn's play this entire time? No, you can't. He ended up 3-1. Okay, that's pretty good. And I believe Bizzy is actually a pretty high-level foreigner as well. Again, I'm actually doing this because I'm trying to actually familiarize myself with actual players. There's no actual big tournament going on right now. There is that European Winter 2013 tournament coming up. Elegant, I think, is casting that. But I haven't actually seen Elegant cast in a while, but what have you. He's in the UK, so I mean, I don't actually want to go all the way to the Czech Republic. Czech, can't pronounce it right. What? Czech Republic. There. With like the 18 grand winning. So, subscribe if you like your videos. Like it, comment. Good signing out. And we'll see if we can find another cast to do.